All right, Dimitris, good to have you here.
Good to be here with you.
We're going to try a little bit of a different concept. We're here in the middle of Zurich. We're going to try a very authentic setting. There's going to be people walking by, but I hope you can hear us loud and clear.
That's the most important. Amazing frame.
There's an amazing frame. Anyways, for the Spotify listeners, it will not make a difference. And on YouTube, you will not always see our faces, perhaps, but I don't think it matters that much. I have with me here Dimitris, and I have to say it right, Psychogyios.
No,
shit.
Dimitris from Greece. It's like easy.
Dimitris from Greece. How do I pronounce your last name?
Psychogyios. Yes, perfect. You're becoming Greek.
Yes, I'm becoming a little bit Greek. I have spent a lot of time in Greece the last couple of months. I've had the honor of taking a lot of classes at your school, La Secta.
Thank you so much.
It says on the front of the building, established in 2008.
Correct.
Yes, amazing. Where did your salsa journey start?
It's a long story, but when I started dancing a little bit of Latin ballroom, then immediately I went out to dancing in a salsa club. And I thought I'm doing the same thing actually, but I was fascinating. But from the whole thing, and there were live bands back then, and so I didn't know anything. I was dancing less than 1 month, but I was like, wow, this is amazing. I felt like you go in like the movies, you go in a salsa bar and everybody's dancing. At least it was what I thought.
That's how you felt?
Yes, I felt like more Cuban.
Which year was this?
Mojito. 2004.
2004, early in the scene, I would say, in Europe for sure.
It's true.
But already 2008 you set up your school. That's only 4 years difference.
It's true, because those 2 years, like I started early on 2004, and those 2 years I quit everything I was doing and I was dancing all day from the morning till night, and I was practicing and learning in general Latin ballroom, and at the same time I was trying to dance salsa. I didn't know back then that it wasn't the same, but then I started realizing and pursuing the idea of, okay, I need to learn this, and start wondering how I'm going to do it and how I'm going to make it, because back then it was so difficult. Even YouTube was open, I think, 2004. Imagine like 2005, 6, 7, 8, still there wasn't enough content up there because it wasn't famous. So it was hard. Imagine learning something, not without having a class, but without even being possible to watch how it's done.
You established your school around 4 years after you started dancing first. Nowadays, if you would see a student who dances for 4 years and then sets up their own school, what would you think about that?
No, it's a little bit different, I would say. One thing is you need to have experience. I didn't have that experience, but it helped me because at the same time that I was dancing, I was trying to get a diploma of teaching in standard dancing. It helped me a lot, also until now, actually, on how I teach, and it helped me with because everything was new about salsa in Greece. There was only one studio opened just 7 months before mine, and I had a friend of mine, and he was telling me, okay, you should do it, you should do it, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. I know it's early, but since no one is here, and in general in Europe there weren't a lot of salsa studios, I said, okay, I have to do it, and I will keep working, and that is how it happened.
And it was always in the same location?
Yes. I want to move like for years now, but it's not easy to find the perfect location.
Yes. Because I would say the two most well-known schools in Greece, both in Athens, are La Secta and Salsa from Panagiotis.
Correct.
One of the things I admire a lot about people like you that play a role in the ecosystem of salsa is you were there early on and you have been pushing for all these years, teaching consistently. And what I find very beautiful is this community building, because a lot of people have come through your school and it's been like you've been an example to them on how to become a better dancer. And from there, the community has grown, flourishes into not only people taking classes, also traveling for dance, maybe competing, going to socials during the week. This community building, is that something you are always focused on, or you just think, oh, I just teach my classes and that's it?
For me, it's really important to grow the scene, I would say, because the more people they dance, the better results you're going to have in every sector of salsa. Let's say, imagine we have like 100 people dancing. How many are going to compete? Very few. But let's say, imagine we have like 5,000 people dancing. We're going to have more people competing also. But in general, it will help the scene grows because I believe of course, it's about quality. That's why it's another reason that Greece goes really well, in Europe at least, because of the quality, but still the quantity also it's important. After a certain level, imagine you are like an amazing dancer or instructor and you are like in a city with 500 people, 1,000 people. You cannot create the idea of salsa, because what is salsa? Salsa is about people dancing together. The more they dance, it's like you create a little bit of better atmosphere. It's like going to a party, which is really good, but you dance like 10 couples. It's going to a party like huge, maybe you don't like it that much, but going to a party which you have a lot of options and a nice vibe, it will be better.
One of my favorite things about salsa dancing, my love has always been in social dance. I travel around the world to be able to dance with people in different places, connect in that way. And something I hear in a lot of cities where there are a lot of schools, where there's some community is, yes, there are classes, there are teachers, but there seems to be a lack of regular socials where good dancers go to. And I think this is something Athens suffers from a little bit as well.
Nowadays, maybe. I think we lost a lot of dancers, not a lot, but we lost a generation that they wanted to pursue a little bit of being professional in terms of teaching and dancing in salsa. That's why I think there are less people now dancing. But in Greece now, in Athens, we have another problem. It's a good one, at the same time a bad one. Why? Because the people, they take a lot of classes, so the need of dancing, they feel it's enough. So they don't really need. We need it because we have the opportunity to take that classes. We were crazy. I want to go dancing.
Really
That's not enough.
It, yes.
That's not enough. I want to go do something with salsa, dancing, whatever. Go in a social, go travel. For them, we can satisfy that need. I have people dancing 2-3 hours per day.
But it's also a bit unfortunate, right? Because at the heart, I think most people would agree that salsa is a social dance. It's something that was created for communities to connect. And now we are so focused on becoming better, training, whether it's just for a show team, maybe a competition, maybe improv. And because we're so satisfying our need for dance so much with these aspects, we're not going to the socials anymore.
It's true, but I don't know why, to be honest. Maybe, of course, because if you dance like so many hours, then your body it's tired. But still, I think it's up to the people. If I have good music, a good dance floor, and some good partners, I'm always, I want to dance. We were having a conversation. There was an event, not one, but especially in one event, I left like 7 a.m. social dancing. And I'm not like 20 years old.
30, right?
Something like that.
I would love to see the community, again, somehow focusing more on the social dance aspect. I don't really have much to compare to because I have not been around for that long. But sometimes with certain developments, I fear that we lose the essence in a way.
It's true. That's why, because there's a subject that many people talk about the new generation and how they're going to manage to travel, because they have something artistic to offer. But that at the same time, we work because there are social dancers that they want to learn from us, that they want to see and watch our shows that we have to offer. And of course, the most important thing is like those people, they want to social dance even with the artists as well. Now, the new generation, they don't want to really dance that much on the dance floor, in the social dancing. What they have to offer, it's not what the events need.
And by new generation, you mean like the
let's say
people that are trying to achieve at the top level.
They think social dancing is not important, but actually it's what you said. It's it's the top of salsa.
Yes.
We start from this one. For example, what's the idea of the shows? The idea of having a showcase in an event is when you finish the shows, you're going to be, oh my God, that was amazing.
Yes.
Now I want to go social dancing.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that I want to do the same thing. For some people, it will mean the same thing, but for the rest will be, that was an amazing showcase. I just want to have a drink and social dance all night because I love salsa. That's the idea of the shows for me.
It's
otherwise,
like you watch a movie about Kung Fu and then as a kid, and then afterwards you're like, wow, I want to do this as well.
You get inspired and you have, it's not only about inspiration, it's about the satisfaction of watching something that you like in the highest form of the art of you love.
And maybe to a certain extent, salsa has been a victim of its own success. because if you think about the level of shows, the technical level of artistry we have, it's much higher now than probably it was 20 years ago.
Yes.
Now, for people to want to achieve at that top level, they have to focus so much on perfecting their technique and training for their choreos that to achieve the highest level of shows, they don't really have time anymore to social dance. So it becomes like a separate path almost.
We always have time. Salsa, it's one of the dances that we have the ability to be dancers. Let's say in ballet, for example, it's so hard to become a dancer, a professional dancer.
Yeah.
So it's like limited spots, really limited. We have more, and we can show our artistic side on stage. Why? Because there are a lot of people that are investing in classes and in festivals, and they create spots for us to become an artist. Because without the audience, we're not an artist anymore.
No.
And that's the problem. They don't realize this, and they believe that because I'm good, salsa itself or the people, you owe me.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I'm old, let's say, and I've been in the scene for 21 years, whatever, you owe me. No, it doesn't owe me anything. I have to offer something to the people. Nobody owes me anything.
That actually leads me to an interesting question to you. What is your definition of a successful dancer in the salsa world?
I don't know. I will go more like dramatic, successful dancer. Each one defines success on his own, because also that's a problem, I think. For example, I was happy just for rehearsing.
Mm-hmm.
I was extremely happy when I was in Athens 20 years ago, and I was just rehearsing and learning something, and then going in a club, practicing the same move. And when I started my first show, I was happy just for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the problem is new generation, let's say, for example, they are not satisfied unless they are on stage and they close the showcase, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I said like this, if you manage to succeed in this, yes, it's fine. But if you are not happy by just working and enjoying the procedure, you're never going to be happy.
Yeah.
Because your happiness goes along with the result,
Yeah.
which is, and you have a specific result. I want to be like in the top congresses, let's say, around the world. If you don't get this, then you're going to leave the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be here. And if I'm not doing like a showcase and amazing, I'm going to be in a different area in salsa, and I'm going to offer what I have. You have to love the procedure anyways. If you don't love this, then that's why you're feeling unsatisfied when you don't get it, or you don't feel like complete as a dancer, I would say.
What role do you think social media has played in the development of salsa over the last years, and maybe also in the definition of success for people?
That's more a problem that it exists in every sector. It's not only about salsa, but I think it's a tool that if you use it correct, you're going to have a certain success, and it's going to be easier for you to do what you want because you have visibility.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm always saying nobody can take it away from you. Since you have, like, let's say you have Instagram, TikTok. Now, if they see you and they like what you do,
Mm-hmm.
sooner or later you're going to get invited. I want you to teach at my studio. I want you to teach at my event. I want to see your show. Your job is amazing. Nobody can take it away from you, because I think in salsa there's not a lot of money involved, let's say. In the end of the day, it's so hard to become good. If you're going to take that amount of money, let's say, it's impossible to get more. Yep. So it doesn't worth it. Most of the dancers, they do it because they really want to succeed in what they love. That's why if you are good enough, you're going to get the spot. Why? Because maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 organizers, they don't want you. But they're going to be one and another one a little bit later on. Because if you are good, there are going to be people want to dance like you. And that's the key. Once I was going to go in another topic, but it's close to this one, because when I was going really well and I had winning some competition as well, and there was a guy told me, I think Manuel was from Valencia. He told me, he was judging me in a competition, and he told me, you are a really good dancer, and when are you going to be like a better or great dancer? When people, they will want to dance like you. Not just if you are teaching well and you have an amazing show and everything is good. If you don't have the amount of people that they really want to dance like you, let's say the legends like Fernando Sosa, Adolfo Bendacochea, those people, there are a lot of people that they want to imitate them and they want to dance their style, their style, the way they doing it. Once you get and you have a lot of people that they want to do what you do, then you're going to become a really good dancer. And it goes again with the question with the social media. It can help you. It's a way you can use it, but everybody, they should use it.
Yeah. It ties in nicely with a discussion I had on a previous episode of this podcast with Maria, where she had the feeling that organizers, they're often too stuck to, well, what we can call old generation dancers. Partly also because they get used to working together with them and they already have their lineup and they invite the same artist back and perhaps forget to give more space to young generations. But I feel like you think, you see it as a bit more flexible, the mobility for people. Like the organizer will say, oh, I like you, so I invite you and I don't invite somebody else.
It happened to me. When I was younger, nobody knew me, and I had events that nobody knows me back in the years, and let's say, I like what you do, how much you charge for your show, okay, let's do it. It happened to me in many situations, and there were people dancing before me, of course. I can tell you for sure it's happening, and it's happening right now. But the thing they misunderstood, I told you, for example, some people, they don't social dance. If you have an event which is really based on social dancers, because those are the people that actually pay,
the artists,
then
the social
you don't offer value. Then let's say you charge an X amount of money, and then you go and check. This is an old generation artist. Is his work so better? No. Check. Is his show better? No. Of course, they will offer you something, but then they're not going to offer you the same. The thing is, as everything in life, in every single sector, you have to go and invest. You have to present yourself, invest, and then if you're good enough, of course, they're going to see you. Let's say if you're going around and dancing and you're presenting your show, if your show is better, why not? If your workshops are better, I had like workshops with very few people. But you know what? I was happy. I was going in the same events and the same people. I had annual events. And I was going there every year and had the same people every year at my workshop. I remember their faces and a little bit more. But the important thing is that I had people that they said, okay, I went one time and I stayed. So it means I done something well. I think the new generation, there's nothing to be afraid of. People, they will not trust them.
And in theory,
they have to present themselves.
In theory, that makes a lot of sense to me. Like there's easy visibility, it's easy to share your work. But if I, for example, see what seems to make the bachata scene very successful, is I see a lot of young dancers. Like somebody once told me, every stone I turn over, a new bachata dance couple, they come out of it and they're traveling around the world.
Because it takes less year to reach a certain level. That's the thing. In salsa, let's say you dance 4 years. And you are amazing. You have a dancing background.
It's still you're not that.
You are so immature in your dancing, so the rest can see. Even if they are not good dancers like some of the organizers or whatever, they can see that you are immature in the way you are approaching dance.
Yes.
Also, it's the same in another topic. I don't know if we are talking about this right now, but in another topic, I always say at my classes the last few years that guys, when you dance with your partner, the first thing you should think, it's not only your partner, it's what kind of experience you want to give to your partner. Both leaders and followers. What kind of experience I want to give to them? That's for me the most important thing right now. What kind of experience can you offer? Let's say you have a new generation that they offer an amazing experience. After a while, the people will say, okay, I want lots of dances.
They will make their way.
But I think there's space for everyone. Not for everyone. There's space for people that they have something to value, they have something to offer, and they can offer different things.
To stick to the topic of social media, one problem, of course, that's global with social media is that it's superficial, but also often gives a bit of a distorted representation of reality.
Yes. It's like when we record a video, and maybe we can do it like 15 times. And then of course, I'm going to post the best version of me.
Fun.
Or and there's another issue now. There's a lot of people going in and sharing information. Let's say, oh, you should do this, this, and that. And actually, that's a problem I had when I was doing a few videos with Salsa Talks, I pointed out that when you teach, and especially when you're in a school, you must have a bulletproof method on how you teach from zero until the end. You must create, that's how you create good dancers actually. Not by just giving them tips. What's a tip? Like relax your arm.
There needs to be a method.
Don't rush. Don't rush. Thank you. Of course, it's useful. It's like, but this is a correction. In many situations, you're focusing on just turn the lady. There is a way, and the way to do it, for example, I don't teach the same in beginners, the same in improvers, intermediate, advanced. There's another method, and of course, I'm improving the method day by day, not even like year by year. And for example, in beginners, I'm not giving them that much information because they don't need. You cannot, maybe you have the appetite of information, but you can't.
But what is the difference between a method and just a collection of tips?
I have a theory about it for many years now because I did also a teacher's training, and I was asking them, what's the 3 fundamental characteristics that the instructor must have? You can answer. Now
I'm getting tested.
I'm doing the podcast.
3 fundamental characteristics.
Fundamental.
But are we talking about attributes? You have to be nice and empathetic, or are we talking like skills?
Specific skills. Like 3 fundamentals.
Fundamental. I would say to understand how you execute a movement.
You're close enough.
To be able to transmit information from the perspective of their students.
Very good.
And
it's one more.
They're all going to be a little bit similar. They're going to be a bit similar. And then the last one is, I don't know, to make people feel good while they're learning it.
You're close enough in 3. But because I've thought about it a lot, that's why, let me tell you. Now, what you said, the first one, it's to have really well and really good knowledge of what you are going to teach. For example, about technique, you must have a certain level on what you're teaching, the knowledge of what you are about to teach. First thing. Second thing is the method. It's the way you're going to say it. Of course, let's say we're both students and I miss 1 week and I'm going to ask you, okay, what did we do last week? So you can go, we did a right turn and then I blocked the lady and then, so that doesn't, you're not becoming an instructor just because you can give me some information. You must have a method how to build from A to B to C. So you work on it like this. Otherwise, you just throw 10 patterns and, oh, maybe it works, but it works only for the talented. That's the problem. And the third one, it's the will for you to want to do this thing, like to be passionate in a way like, okay, I want to teach. It's not because what to do, I don't have enough money, maybe teaching is going to help me. Yeah. Because if you don't have any of the 3, you are mediocre and even lower. Imagine not having like a really good technique on what you're going to do, the knowledge of what you are teaching. It's not going to be good. Don't having a method, just throwing things. Yeah. And of course, if you are, let's say, bored of teaching, I go inside, even if I know what to teach, even if I have the method, it'll be like, let's do it, guys, come on.
In short, the 3 important things to becoming a teacher.
The fundamentals are really good knowledge of what you are going to teach. Okay. Second thing, a method on how you're going to teach it. And third one, to be willing to teach, actually, that it's something that is interesting for you.
Great. I think that's good for people to work with if they want to think about going in that direction.
And I have one good question, what I always make to the people after that. What's the difference of a really good instructor? Which a really good instructor is a person that it has those 3 characteristics minimum. Of course, there are more. And the difference with an amazing instructor, a great instructor. What's the difference? Because if you have those 3, for me, 100% you're going to be good. If you know what you're doing, if you have a method and you want to do it, it can go wrong.
Consistency?
No, it's one characteristic. You're good enough. So you have this in a way. It's the personality, actually.
The personality.
So some people has an amazing personality. Amazing can be anything, though. But they have a personality that they can attract more people and they can captivate people. So if they can do this thing, they can even inspire them. And that's what makes you a great teacher. But the good thing is that not everybody can be great, but everybody can be good. because everybody can have the knowledge, the method, and the will to do it.
Yeah. Sounds easy if you put it like that.
It's like in Taoism, they say that life is simple, but it's really hard to become simple. And that those characteristics are really simple, but people sometimes, they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's hard for them.
Yeah.
They know the way. For example, you said about the consistency. They know you have to be consistent. They know you have to work hard. And I'm going towards this direction because maybe I won't become the best or whatever, but still I know that if I work hard, I'm going to have an audience for me because they're going to be people that I have a lot of things to offer. So they're going to want to learn from me. And nobody can take it away from you. That's the thing. Otherwise, it's like random things.
We touched on this topic already briefly before. But one other maybe controversial topic that was being discussed on my channel recently is the question, is it difficult to follow?
Again, I would answer the same way. It's simple. It's not easy, but it's really simple. Because as we said before, I didn't have an instructor to really learn. I took classes with everyone on the planet, actually. Groups and privates, with everyone. Because I really wanted to learn. And I have like hundreds of questions. And that helped me actually to improve my teaching skills and to reach them in the method that I have now. Because I have a very specific method, especially for followers, it's like 9 things that they need to do and a lot of work. Even if you know those 9 things, it doesn't mean like you're gonna do them. Because for me, I said like it's easy and I meant simple. Why? Because there are like really specific things for the followers. And the way I teach at my studio, at La Secta, they start and they learn those things day by day. So once they are in a certain point, if you come in my class and I ask something, they're gonna go like, people, okay, we can do it like this. And the thing is like, it works 100% because I've tried like for many years on how, because once I create the movements, the way that a lady will move her body. So I go according to what she does. So it's important for me. That's why I have like, they say in Greece, we have a few of the best followers. And there's a reason why. So yes, for example, my method goes according to, we all do a crossbody lead. Yes. Right turn. Yes. Crossbody inside. Yes. Outside. Yes. Left turn. Copa. So 360, we all do those things. So if we do those things, then my method works 100%. If we don't agree that we do those things, yes, I would say maybe it doesn't work. But we all agree that we do those simple stuff. If those simple stuff exist, then yes, that's how I learned. I learned both leaders and followers at the same time.
Yeah. Would you not agree with this, with an opinion that currently partner work classes are not sufficiently focused on the role of the follow?
It depends who's teaching. That's the answer. The honest answer is it depends who's giving the class. And of course, it's not the same because when we are traveling and we have 1 hour of partner work, I cannot explain my whole method in 1 hour because it will be too complicated. But I try to give them, it's in those classes, sometimes I have to give them some tips because I have to try to explain them, but it's hard if you don't get those fundamentals for me. But otherwise, for me, for example, the people that say it's the role of leader or a follower is more important in the class, it's not. It's the way I've been teaching. Like most of, I don't want to say the names, but most of the most famous dancers that I passed from Greece, they were probably my partners or they were learning from our studio, from me, and I'm a guy. And I have really good female dancers. It doesn't mean maybe a lady has a really good male dancers or the opposite, it doesn't matter. And I think it's just a stereotype.
So if we decouple the genders from the rules and we just say, okay, leaders, followers, maybe controversial statement, but would you say the market value of a leader is more than that of a follower in teaching?
Yes and no. It depends what kind of class you want to offer. For example, let's say let's say we have classes for men's technique and females technique.
Yeah.
Those that are on females technique, they are always full of people. On men's technique,
they're empty. Yeah.
I don't have. On my studio, I don't have men's technique.
Yeah.
Anyways, I believe also there's another topic because I believe it's the same, but it's the way it's the same technique, but you're applying in different way. I can dance more feminine or more masculine. It's up to what I want to indicate, what I want to show to the people.
Yeah.
It's up to me. But the way I'm moving my body, it's the same. It's salsa.
Yeah.
It can be more masculine or more feminine, up to what I want to do.
Mhm.
And both are okay. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But in terms of and more like female, if they want, they can start learning to lead.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they should start from the scratch if they want. It's
Yeah.
okay. Nobody tells
We would
them
love
like
that.
nobody tells them you should be a follower. You cannot lead. No.
Yeah.
If I had like sometimes at my studio, like people that they came and they say, okay, I want to be like a leader. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to be a follower. It's okay.
Yeah. But not so often, no?
No, of course. It's rarely.
Very
but
rare.
still, you can do it. I mean, even now, even like, I don't know if there are like, because there are a lot of dancers, and even female dancers, they say, they're talking about the leaders, they can start leading instead of following if they want.
Yeah.
If they like it that much, they can do it.
Yeah.
If I want to become a follower, I can change and I say, okay, now on, not only, but I mainly follow,
Yeah.
let's say.
I feel like right now in the discourse in the salsa world, there is always this sort of tension between, on the one hand, salsa being inherently a type of dance in which men choose to lead, women choose to follow, and there's just different leader-follower dynamics. While at the other side, we are always striving for more equality and sort of balance in that power relation. And I feel like these two concepts, they clash sometimes.
Yeah, but also, what I want to say is like, I talked about it earlier. What did I say? That it's the experience that you want to offer.
Mhm.
A follower would judge me according to the experience he's receiving. So maybe I'm dancing well or bad. Maybe I'm trying to give her the maximum, but still, let's say I'm trying to dance only for her, but maybe she doesn't like it. Imagine that. So, and the same for the follower. Maybe she says like, I'll do whatever I want. I don't care about what he leads me, or I care a little bit, but I will do whatever I want. Yes, but maybe for most of the leaders would be a bad follower. You have the choice always. You can do whatever you want, and then the people will decide according to what they believe. And as I said, because they're talking about the artistic part, sometimes we are judged from businessmen, from random people that they dance social, that they have like very little experience, and they will judge you. You're going to dance with them, and if they don't like, they say, no, Nando is not that good. And it goes from mouth to mouth. So it's tricky.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But it's important. What experience you will offer to your partner, this is the key. Even like, you don't have like to fight that much about it. For me, it's if everybody was thinking like, I'm dancing with a female dancer, let's say, and for me it's like the incentive is okay, what kind of experience I want to offer to this lady. I know she's because when I start dancing, you know that after like a few seconds you understand almost the level of your partner. Then it goes, okay, what should I do to make her happy? I'll be happy too. But this has to be both ways. Otherwise, no matter how she tries or no matter how I try, it's done. We both have to have the same kind of incentive, like we have an agreement. Let's keep the timing. This is the agreement. I always say to my student, the agreement is we're going to keep the timing. Yes. And the second one is we're going to try to offer a good experience to each other.
Yeah.
That's a good deal for me.
But is keeping the timing then very important? If
Yes.
you can just have a good time together without that.
Yes, but imagine all the dances are like this.
Yeah.
That's a nice experience.
Yeah.
We must be drunk. Yes, if everybody's drunk, then doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine like for 2 hours.
So to conclude what we were talking about before, about the tension between the structure of salsa and the desire for equality, you say, well, we should not forget what it's really about, and that's what are we offering the other, and hopefully that is just for us to enjoy the time together.
I don't think like, for me, they try a little bit to put this agenda, but it doesn't exist that much. I see like...
In the real world, you mean, like
I
with
feel
person
like-
to person.
I've seen like really successful men and really successful women in salsa. And it wasn't that hard, I think, because it was hard for both of them, actually. For anyone to succeed, it's really hard. Men or women, doesn't matter. But you know, but there are so many female dancers that are well known, and they are well known because they have an audience.
Yeah.
And how hard can it is to be a male dancer dancing alone, not with a partner? It's really hard.
It's tricky, yes.
It's really hard.
But,
So,
but I mean, I
you see?
think there's of course, on one side, the challenge of something being hard, like on an artistic and on a challenge level, in the sense that you have to train a lot and you have to sacrifice a lot. And the other thing, of course, is types of discrimination you might experience, especially for women. It's something more prevalent. Like they experience types of discrimination, but also types of behavior that we as men, we don't have to worry about as much. And when they talk about it being hard, they're probably not referring to it as the artistic challenge, but more, yeah, abuse of power from people in their community that often happen to be men that hold the power.
Yeah, but I don't think, as I said before, like we have all these examples that prove that it does not exist that much. It exists, I think, more in the deals they have in between them. Let's say we do a deal and you don't keep part of your deal. I think it's more like, yes, this is the deal. Otherwise, I told you before, if you're a good dancer, you're going to work. Female, male, doesn't matter. So you're going to work.
But
And
so
being a good dancer also, it means you don't miss your passport. It means being on time. It's other aspects as well that they misunderstood. It means don't, even if I've seen like even for female dancers, they say like, oh, I need this and the other one, and for men as well. But whatever you ask and how friendly are you, how many hours are you willing to dance, which I think is harder for the women.
Yeah.
But still, it's the same because they're going to be judged from the rest of the people.
But you don't think certain things are harder for women? For example,
dancing on high heels, it's hard.
Yeah, also that. But also imagine in the salsa scene, but in general in the world, networking is so important. I mean, one thing is being a good dancer, but also who you know and your relationship with organizers and with your students, with everyone. Relationships are so important. And don't you think in this sense, women can often be at a disadvantage? For example, a lot of organizers are men, the majority. For me, as a male artist, my experience to get a drink at the bar with an organizer and to have some talk and chatting and networking is different than for a woman or a
But I would say
artist.
no. Why? Because, okay, how many times we are in an event, it's different to sit on the bar in an event, in a salsa event. We all sit together, women and men at the same time. We don't care. I mean, that's the beauty of salsa, like connecting people anyways. I mean, I'm like in the bar with a lady, it doesn't mean anything.
But I mean, there's a lot of flirting, and it's part of what it makes it nice as well.
Manipulation is more like part of women's skills. I don't know, it's not the correct word, but it's the women's skill set. Let's say that. So it can be easier. Somebody could say, but and also I would say like, yes, but why? I mean, it's so easy that to organize an event. More women can start organizing events. Why not? This is a good chance for women to start to go out and organize the event. Nobody, it's just, you need to book a place, to book a hotel, book your artist, it's done. So you don't need men in a way. I mean, it's free. We live like in a free world. So nobody can tell you like, why not? Because maybe they don't want to do it, but they want the profit. Also the men, it's the same. But still, for me, it's like they should like go and organizing. They should. I think like more women have studios.
Yeah, maybe studios.
Yeah, and imagine that. And in general, I think it's a little bit harder for men. I would say my students, I was also rejected even as an artist. I have gone many times and asked the lady, "You want to dance?" and say, "No, thank you." So it's harder for me sometimes. Not for me, but in general.
I mean, everybody can get rejected.
Yeah, I mean, that was just an example, but still, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I see things and it feels like it's even harder.
What things do you think are harder for men than for women to achieve in the scene?
To achieve nothing. Pretty much the same, because if you are a very skillful dancer, you're going to have many options. As a lady and as a guy, I'm talking in general, you may have different kind of difficulties.
Yeah.
But it's like life. I think it's the same. It's a small, how we say, it's the same thing, but like a micrography. I don't know if we can use this in English. It's a Greek word.
Let's say a bubble.
It's a small bubble of our society.
Yeah.
Everything feels a little bit bigger sometimes.
Yes. Thank you for the conversation. Let's round off with maybe a fun question. Can you think of something? How many more years are you going to be teaching at La Secta?
I don't know. It's not going to be, I'm going to be serious at the end though.
Yeah.
Because sometimes in my life, I used to say that I was did what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I used to say that this was a privilege. But nowadays, I think more like I must be more responsible and even do things that not that I dislike, but I must do also the things that I have a responsibility for them. So I don't know, but still I think I'm ready for anything. If I have like something new and I really want to do it, I'm going to follow it. But for now, I'm so focused on that.
Awesome. That's amazing. Well, thank you, Dimitris. It was very nice to see you again here in Switzerland, in Zurich. We just had the event here from Jonas, the White Party last night.
Yes,
we had a great
it was
time.
amazing.
Thanks for this collaboration with also Salsa Talks, right? We
Yes.
should put as a collaborator as well. Your channel where you also share more about your
I'm going to
philosophy.
start again, probably.
Nice, nice. Maybe it was some inspiration for you. Yelena, you want to come say hi? They were doing a little video shoot while we were recording the podcast. Hi, Yelena. It's amazing to have these artists here together. I'm a big fan. So thank you for being with us on Behind the Shines. I'm going to publish this episode on Spotify, on YouTube, and of course I will share some short reels.
Don't
on
forget to
Instagram.
follow.
Don't forget to follow. Put your comments, please. I always encourage discussions. Let's talk about these things. And let's all work together to make our scene an even better place.
Que viva la salsa.
Que viva la salsa!